What is going on, guys? It's your boy Keaton Talk Sports here, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Link is in the box below. You guys see the title? New England Patriots have traded Mac Jones to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a 6th-round pick. Before I get into everything, just wanted to show you guys Mac Jones jersey I got back in 2021. As we found out that he was being drafted to the New England Patriots with that 15th overall pick. Was pretty stacked about that, but things just didn't work out there. Um, so in this video, I'm gonna discuss Mac Jones' stats year by year. Going back from his rookie year until now, why things just didn't work out here with the New England Patriots. So let's get into it here. But before I get into his first rookie year, I wanted to cover the 2020 season. This is before he was drafted by the New England Patriots. So let's talk about that for a minute. So 2020, Cam Newton was our starting quarterback at the time. Okay, Patriots go 7-9, didn't make the playoffs and all that stuff. Cam Newton, before the start of 2021 season, he was originally going to be our starting quarterback. Before Mac Jones outplayed him and ended up getting the starting position for the quarterback job there in 2021. So I was really ecstatic about that because Mac Jones obviously deserved to be the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots that year and all that stuff as he was drafted with that 15th overall pick in the spring of 2021. So let's get into the 2021 season here and then keep moving here. So 2021 played all 17 games, 67.6 completion percentage, 3,801 yards, which is stellar. 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, QBR rating of 56.9. So if you look at those numbers right there, it had a lot to do with Josh McDaniels being the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. Obviously, him and Mac Jones had a great relationship together, okay, and all that. And Mac Jones, obviously, Josh McDaniels had a lot to do with his development. Obviously, Mac Jones had a stellar year. He made the Pro Bowl in his rookie year. He took the New England Patriots to a 10-7 record, made the playoffs before getting blown out by Buffalo, 47-17, the wild card round. Okay. But that doesn't take away from what Mac Jones did in his rookie year and all that. And I thought he would continue to progress going into his second year. Like I said, in his first year, Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator. Okay, Josh McDaniels had a lot to do with, or had somewhat to do with the Patriots' success when Tom Brady was here. Okay, so that has a lot to do with that. So stellar year for Mac Jones. Now let's move on to 2022. Something I've always said, when a rookie quarterback has a good year in his first year, what's the most important year? His second year, right? Josh McDaniels he leaves the New England Patriots as offensive coordinator. He takes the head coaching position with the Las Vegas Raiders, right? What does Bill Belichick do to Mac Jones in his second year? You bring in Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, two defensive-minded coaches, to run an offense. Now you tell me why you think he does that. Why would you bring in two defensive-minded coaches who know nothing about offense to run an offense? And what does the Patriots do? You go from a 10-7 record in Mac Jones' rookie year down to an 8-9 record the very next year. Let's look at Mac Jones' stats here. Played 14 games. Now, the reason why he only played 14 games is because he got injured in that Ravens game. I remember watching it. Someone landed on his ankle, and he ended up missing a month. Ended up missing 4 games after that. Okay, so kept him out for a whole month. Okay, with that ankle injury. So he only played 14 games that year. 65.2 completion percentage, 2,997 yards, 14 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, QBR rating of 38.4. So my point is, Bill Belichick had a lot to do with Mac Jones's not progression, digression, whatever word you want to call it. You don't bring in two defensive-minded coaches to run an offense for Mac Jones. You clearly saw, Patriots fans know this, Mac Jones was frustrated throughout that entire season in 2022 because the offense couldn't get going. Okay. The offense couldn't get going, wasn't consistent enough. Okay. Matt Patricia's play calling was very, very questionable. You throwing the screen on third and short or whatever, throwing to the sideline instead of being aggressive and getting the ball down the field. Like, what are you doing? And you decide to do a draw on third and whatever was third and long instead of being aggressive and trying to get the first down. Like, just his play calling was just overall terrible in 2022. Okay. So that was that year. Mac Jones obviously had a down year compared to his rookie year. Now, this is where all hell breaks loose in 2023 with Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. Mac Jones just played 11 games. A lot of that had to do with him getting benched multiple times throughout the NFL season for Bailey Zappi. Okay. Completion percentage 64.9, yards 2,120, just 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, QBR rating of 36.7. So my point is, Mac Jones had the worst offensive line in 2020 and just this past season, 2023. So if you're Bill Belichick, why didn't you put the requisite pieces around Mac Jones to be successful? You expect Mac Jones, and a lot of people want to blame Mac Jones. And listen, he had some of the blame, okay, with you can question his mental toughness, his leadership skills, and all that stuff like that. All that was out the window this past year. He didn't show any of that, okay? But it's not all Mac Jones' fault. At the end of the day, Mac Jones, let's be realistic here. Mac Jones was never put in a position to succeed here in New England. He just wasn't. You had 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. Josh McDaniels in his rookie year. You bring in Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, 2 defensive-minded coaches. And then we had Bill O'Brien, who I thought at first when we hired him, I thought it was a good hire because he was familiar with the organization. He coached here back then, right? So I thought it was a good hire, but then it just didn't turn out. The offense just couldn't get going throughout the entire season. So you have 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. How are you supposed to be successful on top of having the worst offense in the NFL this past year? You had no offensive line, no protection this past year. And everyone wants to be quick on, well, Mac Jones just sucks and all that stuff. Listen, I'm not saying he's Tom Brady. All Patriots fans know this. He's not Tom Brady. He's not just stellar quarterback, but Mac Jones in his rookie year had promise. And Bill Belichick failed Mac Jones in terms of trying to put talent around him to be successful. We all know what Mac Jones is as a quarterback. He is, people say he's a game manager, whatever word you want to call it. But Mac Jones, when he's put around, when he has talent around him, we all know what type of quarterback he can be. We all know the potential that's there for Mac Jones. But Bill Belichick failed Mac Jones miserably in terms of trying to put talent around him. We don't have if you look at the New England Patriots roster, we have decent talent, but our receivers are probably the worst in football. Got to upgrade that. Defense is stellar, but the offensive line, like I said, we had the worst offensive line in football last year. It was clearly evident. Mac Jones was benched multiple times, and I knew as a fan, seeing Mac Jones getting benched that many times, like, there's no way he's coming back to New England next year. Even with Bill Belichick being gone as the head coach of the New England Patriots, changes had to be made. And as much as it hurts me as a fan, like I said, I love Mac Jones. I still think he gets a shot elsewhere. It probably obviously won't be in Jacksonville because Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback. Maybe in a year or two, he'll get another opportunity elsewhere. But it just wasn't going to happen here in New England. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying Mac Jones is a bad quarterback, but it was the right move for the Patriots and Mac Jones to move on. I mean, at the end of the day, we knew the Patriots being where they are in the draft, having the 3rd overall pick, they were most likely going to go with a quarterback. And I just didn't think it makes sense to continue to keep Mac Jones on this team after what's happened the last 2 years. It just wasn't the right. I feel like it wasn't right on Mac Jones to keep him on this roster. I feel like it was good that the Patriots moved on from him. Moving him to Jacksonville, where he's from there. He grew up as a Jags fan, so I think that's a good opportunity for him to just sit and clear his mind and figure out, okay, obviously I'm not going to be the starter in Jacksonville. I'm going to have to sit behind Trevor Lawrence for a year and figure out what am I going to do, and eventually he'll get a chance elsewhere. But it was the right move by the New England Patriots. I mean, at the end of the day, now it gives me a clear picture of what the New England Patriots' long-term plans are. They need a quarterback. They're going to take a quarterback in this year's draft. As much as you want to say, yeah, go offensive lineman, we could take Joe. Listen, I love Joe Alt. I mean, this year's draft in terms of tackles is stacked too. We can go Joe Alt with that pick. But reality is we need a quarterback. We're not going to go into the year of Bailey Zappi as our quarterback. I can tell you that right now. After what you did to Mac Jones, like I said, Patriots need a quarterback because most likely you're not going to get a quarterback in free agency. Russell Wilson is projected to go either Pittsburgh, the Raiders, or wherever, the Falcons maybe, those type of teams that they're interested in. Okay, so I'm not counting on the New England Patriots to go out and get a quarterback in free agency. Maybe they'll go out and get a vet. I'm just trying to be as realistic as possible when I'm talking about this. I think the Patriots are going to draft a quarterback in this year's draft, and they're going to go out and get a vet to go behind that quarterback. And it's important for the New England Patriots. There's no more excuses this year. There's no more excuses for the New England Patriots. You got rid of J.C. Jackson. You released him. Now you have the most cap space in football. Go out and spend. No more being cheap. Okay? The New England Patriots, and Patriots fans know this, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft over the years have failed miserably in terms of trying to put together talent and try to get guys in free agency because they're afraid to spend because they're cheap. There's no more of that. Gerard Mayo is our coach now, which I love to hire, honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, because he is more of a vocal leader than what Bill Belichick ever was here in New England. Okay, changes are going to be made. I love our scouting department, Elliott Wolf, and all the guys we have here. I'm very confident that we can put together a roster and guys that actually want to be in New England. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, next year we're going to be a Super Bowl contender. No, we have a long way to go. I'm going to be real with you. We have a long, long way to go before we can get back in Super Bowl contention. But I love the direction that we are going in. But it's just going to be a matter of the Patriots actually doing the thing and going out and spending and not being afraid to spend because we have the cap space. That's what I say earlier about there's no more excuses. Bill Belichick is out of the building. You don't have him controlling and having full control anymore of personnel decisions and all that stuff. You have the most cap space in football, so go out and spend. We need weapons on the outside. We need an offensive line. Our defense is already solid. We didn't have, obviously, last year. We still finished 8th overall in all of football and defense. And that was without Judon and Christian Gonzalez, two of our best players who were injured most of this season last year. And we still were able to finish in the top 10 in defense. It's just going to be a matter of, can our offense do their part? Can we get the requisite talent on the offense, especially at the wide receiver spot, which is obviously the worst in football, okay? And all that stuff. Because in today's NFL, you got to be able to score points. You got to be able to score points to be able to compete. Or if the New England Patriots want to compete in this AFC, in this tough AFC, as I say, and all that. So that's all I wanted to say from that. But overall, like I said, what I just said about Bill Belichick, why do you guys believe that Bill Belichick is not coaching right now? Why do you guys think that Bill Belichick is not? I mean, you're talking about the best coach in all of football, okay, in Bill Belichick. Why is he not on the NFL roster? Why is he not coaching right now? I wonder why. Okay, look what happened this past year with the New England Patriots, what he's did with the Patriots. Benching Mac Jones so many times, not putting Mac Jones in the position to succeed, not going over the needs that need to be met in free agency. You didn't cover the offensive line. You didn't cover the wide receivers. Jacoby Myers, for example, was our best receiver in 2022. Statistically, he was our best receiver. and you let him go in free agency, and you decide to bring in Juju Smith, TikTok Schuster, whatever you want to call him, a complete downgrade, in my opinion, because look what happened this year. He didn't do nothing for us this year. Complete downgrade. I mean, what are you doing? Like Bill Belichick, I believe his ego got in the way a lot in terms of, yes, you're the best coach in football. Everyone knows that, okay? But he's failed miserably. I mean, look at the comparison between him and Tom Brady in terms of the dynasty. Tom Brady had a lot to do with that. Now, Bill Belichick had a part in it in terms of, yes, he's a defensive-minded coach. Yes, he had a lot to do with why the Patriots defense is relevant and in the top 10 every year. But I mean, it's proven my point even more. Like when Tom Brady left us in 2019 after the Patriots lost in the wild card round to the Tennessee Titans, what does Tom Brady do in this very next year? He goes down to Tampa Bay and wins Super Bowl. What has Bill Belichick done since then? You go 7-9 in 2020. This is after Tom Brady leaves us. You go 7-9 in 2020 with Cam Newton. You drafted Mac Jones with the 15th overall pick. We go 10-7 that year under him, under Mac Jones in his rookie year. In 2022, you go 8-9 after bringing in those two guys I just said, Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, to run an offense. So we go 8-9 that year, end up missing the playoffs. And then this past year, we go 4-13. So you've gotten worse each and every year ever since Tom Brady has left you. That's the reason why he's not coaching, guys. You have to understand, it's a players coach league. If your coach can't get anything out of the players, what are you doing? And that's happened with the New England Patriots this past year. Is players just stopped listening to Bill Belichick or weren't buying into what Bill Belichick had because, like I said, his ego got in the way. He wasn't covering the needs that need to be met in terms of trying to put together a roster to be successful. You didn't give Mac Jones any weapons to be successful. I mean, people want to blame Mac Jones for all the failures that's happened this past year and over the last couple of years. Bill Belichick had a lot to do with that. And I'm just being honest with you. You don't bring in two guys, and Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, to run an offense after Mac Jones had a stellar rookie season, who was one of the best rookies in his class. You don't do that. That's the reason why Bill Belichick's not coaching right now. And then, honestly, I don't know if he's going to coach again, if I'm being completely honest with you. Look at Mac Jones now. Yes, he's not in the starting position right now, but he's still in the league. Why is Bill Belichick not coaching? To me, that's karma. Karma is, I'm not going to use the B word on here. You guys know what I'm about to say. Karma is a you know what, okay? At the end of the day, Mac Jones is still in the league. Bill Belichick is not coaching as of right now. I don't know if he's going to coach again, to be honest with you, after what he's done to Mac Jones the past couple of years. And then his refusal in terms of the media to not answer any of the questions because whatever, Bill Belichick wants to give 2-word answers to every freaking question instead of just answering what the media. And I'm actually glad that the media, especially this past year, really got after Bill Belichick in terms of the questioning, because even like the media people in Boston were questioning all the decisions Bill Belichick has made. Why did you bring in Matt Patricia and Joe Judge that in 2022? Why didn't you cover the offensive line? We had the worst offensive line going into the 2023 season. And just offense overall, you didn't cover that, but you decided to go out and get somebody on defense because you want to keep our defense in the in the top 10 or whatever. But in today's NFL, you can't rely just on defense to win you ball games. You have to have at least an average offense or middle of the pack type offense if you want to have a chance. Especially, I'm just talking about specifically in the AFC. You got to win at least 10 games to maybe make the play. You saw this past year, Pittsburgh won 10 games, and they were the 7th seed. Bill Belichick's style of coaching does not fit in today's NFL. That's the reason why he's not coaching right now. No team wants him. Originally, he was supposed to go to he was rumored to go to the Commanders at the beginning of the year. The Commanders were rumored to get him. The Falcons were rumored to get him. The Falcons didn't even bring him in for an interview. So what does that say? The Commanders were interested at first, but then they backed out and they got Cliff Kingsbury as their coach. So my point is, teams don't want Bill Belichick as their GM, whatever you want to call it, as their head coach, because they're afraid that he's going to have full power and Bill Belichick's not going to listen to any of the coaches. That's just where we are. But that's Bill Belichick. That's why he's not coaching right now at the end of the day. So I just wanted to get this reaction video out to you because it's like, at the end of the day, it's kind of frustrating as a fan because Mac Jones, I know he's a good guy. I know, the Patriots fans have mixed feelings about him and all that stuff. Listen, I'm not saying Mac Jones is a phenomenal quarterback by any means, but I just don't think Mac Jones was put in the best position to succeed. And I think, like I said, Bill Belichick had a lot to do with that. But Mac Jones had some flaws too, obviously, and all that. So that's all I really have to say. I basically gave you guys the stats here. I just wanted to give you guys a real reaction video of why Mac Jones, why things didn't work out here in New England. Wish him nothing but the best in Jacksonville and his future after that. Hopefully he gets another opportunity elsewhere. I just hope the New England Patriots, their part, obviously, like I said, there's no excuses this year. You have the cap space to go out and improve the roster. Obviously, you have to get a quarterback in this year's draft, whether that's Jaden Daniels or Drake May. I'm going to let you guys comment down below. Who do you guys think the Patriots should get in free agency, or not free agency, but in the draft and all that stuff? I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on that. What are you guys' thoughts on Mac Jones and all that stuff? Thank you guys again for tuning into this video. Like I said, if you're new, like, share, subscribe. I'm going to be going, I'm going to be putting out a video tomorrow, my third mock draft so far. So post combine mock draft, whatever you want to call it. I'll have that out tomorrow. And I'm also going to be going live on Friday with Dan Talks Football and talk a little bit of mock draft and all that stuff there. So tune into that. I'll have a link down below of his channel and all that stuff. He has a lot of good things going on over there. So thank you guys again for tuning in. This is your boy Keaton Talk Sports signing out for the day. Have a good one, everyone.